Today, I will discuss how to create the group variable. Group variables means how to gather different sections information in a one variable, such as in India, caste is a group variable, but there belongs scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, other backward class, and upper caste. So, how to include all castes in a group variable, and we can and then we can easily understand the number of observations of specifically for scheduled caste, for scheduled tribe, OBC, and upper caste. So now we'll start how to create and label the values and of a group variable, and how to define the labels in Stata. Now we start the to create the group variable. So first, we have information of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, other backward classes separately. Now we will include all information of caste into in a single variable that is called group variable. So now first we will import our data set from our computer. So first we will go to file, then we will open. So our data source we will import from our from my computer. So this PC, and here this is YouTube, and this is our hypothetical data set. Here we have different types of variables. In the right hand side, we have to see that in the variable, and then is the level of the variable. So we will try to understand how to construct a group variable. So first, we will command on tab caste. Here already we have constructed the group caste group ID or caste group variable. So now we will break the caste group variable into different caste. Then we will again construct the caste group variable. So first we will tab caste and G caste. So there is a four caste variable: one for scheduled caste, two for scheduled tribe, three for OBC, and four for general. And in the right hand side, we have to see there are four category of caste in India, and we should first rename the caste dummy. So tab caste 1 means, so there is a total number of observations is 2620, and among 2620, 1297 are scheduled caste because it is equal to 1. It is equal to 1. Now is the question is that similarly for the ST, tab ST, we have just only 43 observations in our data set who belongs to scheduled tribe. Similarly, for we can tap the OBC, we also can tap the general caste or upper caste. Now there are four dummies in our data set. Now we will create from four dummy variable in a single caste variable or group variable. How to do it? So first we rename the caste dummy, then rename the command rename caste 1 is SC. So this is the right hand side. We can see that caste 1 is renamed as SC. Similarly, rename rename caste 2, that is ST, and ST rename caste 3, that is OBC, and rename the caste 4, that is upper caste UC. Okay. So we have 4 caste dummy: SC, ST, OBC, and upper caste. Now we will create a group variable. Suppose a group variable. So first we will generate a group variable. How to generate this? So first G for gen is our group variable name is ID caste, or you can write any name of your group variable. The caste group you can name is equal to dot. Then we found a caste variable ID, that ID caste, and this is the ID caste. If we tap this ID caste, then we find that ID caste, there's no observations here. If you see that when you tap the ID caste, just we created, there is no observation, because we do not we did not include any observations in our group variable. So now the second task is to include the caste dummy. How to include? So first we will write our command is replace ID caste equal to 1 if SC. Okay, then the number of observations has been included in the ID caste. The total number of observation is 1297 has been included in ID caste, and this schedule caste is identified by numerical number, that is the categorical number is 1. Next, similarly, replace ID caste equal to 2 if SC, ST, then click OK. Similarly, we will this 3, and we will remove the ST, and we will bring the OBC, then this will be OBC, then 367 OBC in our data set has been included in the group variable, that is ID caste. And similarly, for this ID caste equal to 4, and this is nothing but we'll remove OBC and we will bring UC. So this is the total observations of the total observation 26. Our total observations 2620 observations. There are someone belongs to scheduled caste, either scheduled tribe or OBC or UC. So all observations of different caste has been included in our group variable or ID caste variable. So now we will tap how look like ID caste or group variable. Then tap ID caste. We found that 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 means scheduled caste, ST, 2 means ST, 3 means OBC, 4 means UC. But when you will send your data set to a publishers or to any researcher, they can't understand what is 1, what is 2, what is 3, and what is 4. So in this case, you should define the level of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we will try to label 1, 2, 3, 4. How to label? So come to command box. So we will write here label, 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 define, label, define, id cast. This means we are doing the level of we are defining the level of id cast. So we write write down in our command box, that is level define the group variable that is in our analysis id cast. And how to define it? Then id cast, then one for schedule cast. So we will write one and double quotation is a sc double quotation over, similarly two and double quotation st, sorry, capital, you should write capital, then you can easily understand. Then is three, then obc, 4, then is UC. So this is our level defined. So now we will enter. So the level has been defined of ID cast. Now we'll tab next we will tab ID cast, but there is same result we found after labeling the group variable. So there is a wonder. So next we will label the values. Values means 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the categorical variable, and we will label the values. So we will write down label values and id cast. id cast, we will label id cast as id cast. So this, now we will tab the id cast. Then you can see that 1 for SC and 2 for ST and 3 for OBC and 4 for UC. So this is the way, the simple way to create a group variable or to create ID variable. So this is the simple way we can utilize the dummy variable into dummy, or anything you can include in a group variable, such as we have to given how to construct the caste variable. You can do it for the religion variable, sex variable, or occupation variable, income group variable, or any categorical variable, that is the school's performance variable, or anything you can do it. Or you can create id cast variable, so that you can easily understand. And from this last command we can easily understand that which observations are in our data set, and what are the characteristics of our data set. Our total data sets has a characteristics that where 1297 is the schedule caste, 43 observations are scheduled tribe, and 367 observations are OBC, and 913 observations belongs to upper caste. So we can easily use this id caste variable in our analysis, and it is very useful for the researcher to do the summary statistics and for the regression analysis, and for our model analysis, to check the robustness of our results, we can do it. So this is the simple way to create the group variable or id variable. So thank you for watching my video.